Hi, I'm Jami.
And I'm Hugo.
Welcome to No Particular Place to Go, where two middle-aged guys on opposite sides of the Atlantic talk rubbish about cars, car culture, ownership, track days, modifications, and pretty much anything else related to cars. We're not professionals, as you'll shortly hear, but a big part of our lives revolve around all things with four wheels. Thanks for joining us. Episode 13. Did we think we'd have 13 episodes when we started doing this? I don't know.
I had no expectations.
Yeah,
I never thought we would get 58 downloads.
That's true. Oh no, I think it was 68. You're underselling us. Yeah,
that's insane.
10
more downloads.
We're on our path to 70 downloads. Wow, we are rocking it, dude. Rocking it. I have already given notice at my day job. So,
yeah.
I mean, this is a runaway. Actually, it's more like a crawling success. I wouldn't call it a runaway success.
Well, I was just going to make a comment about Taylor Swift and how quickly it must take her to get to 70 downloads when she drops something.
Oh my gosh.
I would imagine it's like nanoseconds.
Yeah, I'm sure it's instant. There's probably bots like just waiting to download and comment.
But in any case, I'm not a fan of hers. And her carbon footprint is shocking.
I have heard that. I'm also not a Taylor Swift fan. I will say there's, I think, one song.
Shake It Off.
What's that? Shake It Off?
Shake It Off.
I'm not a Shake It Off guy.
I'm a bit of a Shake It Off.
One song about where it's almost like autobiographical, and she's talking about how she becomes. Oh, well, it's called The Anti-Hero, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
I like the melody.
To the Uncle Hero.
Uncle Hero. Is that like an uncle joke? Which is basically a dad joke.
Yeah, that's like a dad joke that's actually even less funny. So now it's not even a dad joke, it's an uncle joke or a granddad joke.
So Taylor Swift is the uncle hero, is what you're saying?
Basically, yeah.
To millions of fans, she is both a hero and an uncle hero. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Is she a car person at all? I don't think so.
Ooh, good question. I don't know. I wonder what she drives. If you had to guess, what would you imagine would be in her garage? This is a fun game.
Okay, Range Rover.
Okay, I'm imagining maybe G-Wagon.
Oh yeah.
Or is she? Do you think she goes the electric route because the planet and her carbon footprint?
There is an electric G-Wagon, right? Do you think she?
Yeah, there is now.
Electric G-Wagon.
Could be. I mean, I'm also imagining that she's getting shuttled back and forth in an S-Class, but like the Maybach S-Class.
Ooh, okay. Or she probably, I'm sure she spends a lot of time just riding around in the back of blacked out SUVs with a chauffeur driving her around.
Yeah. And when she's over here, probably in a Mercedes Viano.
Oh, yes, the very nice van, which I swear I heard is going to come to the U.S. Maybe I'm imagining that.
Are you getting those Lexus minivans?
No, sadly, no.
Oh, those are cool.
Do you have those over there?
Yeah, but they're wildly expensive. Like you just don't see them. They're like over $100,000.
I thought those were like Japan and maybe China only. I didn't realize you had them there.
Yeah, I think we do have them, but I don't know that I've actually seen one on the road. I feel like I saw it on the Lexus website.
Oh, well, okay. Now I really want to know what cars Taylor Swift.
If I can make one more guess before you get the right answer.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a classic. Like I could imagine her having an E-Type Jag or maybe like a sort of mid-50s Corvette in the garage, parked on the driveway looking nice. I don't know whether she would drive it very much.
I could absolutely see that. I could absolutely see that. But it also feels like for celebrities, it's kind of like a manufactured interest. It's like I can imagine their PR is like, hey, Hugo, you're a new Hollywood star. You're breaking out. You've done like 3 starring roles so far. You've got a hot TV show. Here's what we need the world to know about you, that you drive. When you're not being eco-conscious, you've got an old like Mercedes SL, or you're a connoisseur of old MG Roadsters or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, I don't know, a bit like Keanu Reeves, like you've got some old Bronco that you've done the spannering on yourself because you're just like such a regular guy that like you have a
Yes.
workshop and like you like to get your hands dirty because that's
Yes.
really hunky and the ladies like to see you with, sweating with your top off kind of thing.
Well, and you're a co-founder and co-owner of your own motorcycle company that
Yeah.
makes bespoke, like very limited run motorcycles. They start at 500,000.
Yeah, exactly. Some shit like that. Yeah. And probably because you have your own tequila brand as well.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
sort of like,
that or maybe a wine brand. That's part of
yeah,
your brand portfolio. Maybe
yeah.
you've started dabbling in watches.
Mm-hmm. I quite like to,
Yeah.
I would have a coffee roastery if I was in that world.
Are you a big coffee person? Oh wait, you are a
Yeah.
big coffee person.
Yeah. I'm a big coffee person. It's funny. I was, me. I am apt to complain and find faults. And as this week I
Never.
was in Parsippany, New Jersey for various reasons, I was given to make a comment about the state of the coffee offering in the Hyatt House Hotel that made the Dunkin' Donuts next door seem like positively gourmet.
Oh
And then
wow.
someone said to me, "Oh well, what coffee do you normally drink?" And I'm like, "Well, I get my beans from the local roastery." And he's like, "And what machine do you have?" And I was like, "Well, I have a La Pavoni Euro Piccolo Lever." And they're like, "What?" Like
Oh my
expecting me to
gosh.
say like Nespresso or something. And I was like, "No, I told you I was a coffee snob. I'm a coffee snob. Like you did ask."
Wow. So that was like the equivalent of I don't know, like a Maserati Bora or something obscure.
Yeah. Well, actually, so good question. What would it be the equivalent of? So my coffee machine has been in more or less continuous production or similar design since the 50s
Oh my
and
gosh.
is doesn't have a lot of this kind of like modern electric kind of bells and whistles. So normally you just press a button and that's what makes it all work and pushes the water through the coffee to make the espresso. Like
Yeah.
on mine you have to lift up the lever which pulls the water into the group head, and then you pull down the lever to actually force the water through the coffee and into the cup. So
Whoa.
I mean, is that more like a Morgan, something like that? Kind of similar design for some decades and is not very
It's
kind
not
of,
very modern. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I mean, the first one that came to my mind was the original Beetle, which was in production for decades.
it could be. Yeah. I
But is there
mean,
is there an Italian equivalent? I mean,
Fiat
huh.
500. I mean, this is definitely a car that, for example, you're changing your own gears, has a proper handbrake, maybe doesn't have power steering,
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. This
that kind
is
of
this is
thing.
a classic.
Yeah.
This it's a
But that
bona
they still
fide
make.
classic.
But you can still buy a brand new one.
Oh wow. Dare I ask, how
Mm.
expensive are they?
It was expensive-ish. I mean, in the world of coffee machine, like espresso makers, probably the lowest end is maybe, I don't know, I would say probably $200 or something. And
Okay.
you can spend 10 grand, 20 grand on one
I'm
sort of thing.
sure. Yeah.
And this is about $500.
Oh, so it's quite reasonable. Like
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah, because it's kind of like you're paying for the fact that it's like solid metal and it's
Yeah.
like craftsmanship and all the rest of it. But it doesn't have all the bells and whistles. So again, if you don't really know what you're doing with it, it's quite
Yeah.
possible to make yourself a really crap cup of
So
coffee with it.
so this is absolutely like a manual transmission. None of this DSG or
Exactly. It does not
automatic.
have mild hybrid, my coffee machine. Um, I think it could be a Caterham.
I like, so you have the Caterham of coffee machines.
Yeah.
Is it made of, oh no, it's Morgan that's made of ash wood, isn't it? It's not
Yes.
Caterham.
Yeah.
My apologies to Morgan and Caterham.
How very dare you. Yeah.
Yeah. Our big sponsors that are coming up. Just, I wish.
Yeah, exactly. They're just about to ship us both Caterhams for mentioning them, I
Yes,
think.
and now they're canceling my order, is what I've heard. So
That's a
I've
shame.
offended them deeply.
Because it's stopped raining in the UK and it would have been actually perfect weather for a Caterham today.
Now, it's easy to rent a Caterham. You've driven a Caterham on a couple occasions. right?
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the really cool things. There's a couple of places that do it, but like, I mean, the manufacturer has, I think, maybe 2 or 3 dealers in the UK, and one of them near Gatwick. Like, you can rent them, and they're not wildly expensive.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, I think to drive, probably one of my favorite driving experiences, or some of them have been in the Caterham, because I think it has that beautiful thing of like, you're so connected to it. It's so much a kind of like a visceral experience that you don't need to be going fast. Like, you can, you getting up to 30 miles an hour is kind of an event.
Yeah.
I do love a Caterham. I'd forgotten how much I love a Caterham.
And it's definitely not an everyday. You're welcome. Maybe that'll be the next member of the garage. But it's definitely not an everyday kind of thing, right? Like, not nearly convenient or comfortable enough to do that.
No. And I mean, the weather protection is shocking. So, I mean, if you lived somewhere like you do, that is kind of, not too hot, not too cold, not going to rain on you, like, from that point of view, you'd kind of be okay. But I mean, they're still not, I mean, again, you don't have cruise control. You don't have like, you don't get a radio. You don't really get a heater that works. Like, I don't think you can get air conditioning in them. I mean, you just take the roof off, right? So like, super, super basic. Like, and I think probably the kind of thing that if you tried to daily it, you'd probably end up not liking it very much. Like, it would annoy you. Like, like, whereas the whole point of it is it's supposed to be joyful. And if you're, driving to the airport and at 6 o'clock in the morning and it's raining. I mean, it's funny you say, because the last time I drove one, I had rented it for a couple of days, and I did then have like a 2-hour motorway journey in the rain, like in this Caterham, and and you're going past trucks and they're kicking up spray, and you're kind of aquaplaning around, and it's like, it was not fun.
Yeah, that does not sound like a good time. Yeah. That sounds like a strictly like, hey, Saturday morning, it's sunny outside, there's not a lot of traffic, let's do this.
Totally. Yeah. Like a bit like an aerial atom, or like, we were talking about, and maybe this is one of your topics, or we can, spoiler alert, like the kind of thinking about like the 911 Dakar and the Lambo Sterato and stuff, like, the kind of semi off-roady sports car, like those aerial nomads. Like, I think that's like such a brilliant idea, right? Like, have something that's fun and light and fast, but actually has like sidewalls on its tires and has some like suspension travel and stuff. Because again, like, that is what the roads are like here. I mean, I think they are a bit with you as well.
Yeah.
And you just go like, yeah. And I'm sure with those things as well, like, I don't know, if you change the wheels and tires and you spanned the suspension a bit when you got to the track, because I mean, they're still set up, right? Like, they have the right components and the weight distribution and stuff.
Yes. That is one of the things about the Nomad that I thought was so cool that the Atom didn't have. Was, I remember when the Nomad came out and people were mentioning this in reviews, like, yeah, you can swap the wheels and tires to some slicks, stiffen up the suspension, and you have a very competent and fun track car. You've essentially got an Atom. Maybe it's a little bit slower 0 to 60, but fast enough to tear your face off still.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going to get it and go, oh, this is slow. But then, you can actually go and run on dirt, or maybe even do trails. I don't think it's a great rock crawler, because if I recall correctly, it's rear-wheel drive. But it's still more versatile, I think. Yeah. Still very expensive, but more useful
for what it is
than an Atom. Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like the inverse seems totally ubiquitous that you don't notice it anymore, right? Like, people driving around in SUVs with like 23-inch rims, and you go, so this is a car that's designed to go off-road, and you set it up so that it can't go off-road. Yeah. Versus a car that's designed to be on-road and you set it up to be off-road. Like, I kind of like, it boggles my mind a little bit.
Yeah, I think the like dad spec or grandpa spec is much more useful. It's like, no, I'm not going to put 23s on it. I'll put 18s on it and have fatter sidewalls, so it's more comfortable.
18 Steelies as well.
And maybe a stack of spares in the garage in case they...
And, I've had this other interesting sort of insight about the world of SUVs versus like what I would say normal cars. Like, I resisted for quite a long time. I think the first SUV that I had myself was like the X5, which I liked a lot. And then, like, I've had a Range Rover, and now we can get onto that. But for various reasons, I'm driving a Kia Sportage at the moment. But I think actually, like one of the things, people buy these vehicles because they like to sit up high, right? Like that's something that you always hear. So effectively, they're saying driving position is the reason for it. But maybe my body is weird. I mean, in many ways, it definitely is. But like, I find it hard to get comfortable in an SUV. I much prefer the driving position in a quote unquote normal car where I'm sitting like with my bum on the ground and my legs out in front of me. And then somehow I can get the wheel where I want it. I can have my legs how I want it. I can have my back in the right, and I'm kind of okay. And somehow, because in an SUV, you are up a bit higher and maybe your legs are a bit more bent. It's like, I find it hard to get comfortable.
I do too. I think one of the first things I do in an SUV is try and crank the seat as low as I can, which partially defeats the purpose. But I like also being lower to the ground, like lower center of gravity, feeling a bit more stable. I don't like how kind of willowy SUVs are.
No.
And so, I'm with you.
There is something nice about like being able to get low in a car. Like traditionally, like BMW 3 Series, you could always kind of get low in them. And, like obviously something like a Caterham, you're super low in it.
Yeah.
Like the Alpine was low. Like your Miata and stuff, like you were low in there.
Yeah,
and I think
your butt's like 9 inches from the ground.
Yeah. But then you feel like you're more a part of it. And I think maybe particularly because I'm like tall, it's like a lot of cars I kind of feel like I'm sitting on top of rather than
I can see that too. Yeah. I can see that being a challenge. Really, probably the most important thing we talked about in this podcast, Taylor Swift's cars. So I do have man, you are good. You are good.
Ooh,
okay.
Tell me. Has she got G-Wagon?
That's one of the ones you guessed correctly. So according to Google search AI overview, it may be accurate, may not be, but one, she's often spotted in SUVs like Mercedes AMG G63.
Okay.
I'm a little bummed to hear that she went with the AMG, but that's kind of expected. It's like, really, AMG G-Wagon?
She's pretty Route 1 G-Wagon, I would say. She's not the kind of person that's going to have the ones with the portal axles, like the 6x6.
No.
Like she's not going to have a Unimog.
This definitely feels like PR picked the cars.
Yeah, totally.
Not, and this, I don't know if she has others, but what it says is key cars in her collection. Oh, you know what? Actually, there's a better article here. Like we're really kind of going down the rabbit hole here, but
this is helpful consumer advice.
Yeah, this is okay. So she has a pink GM full-size truck of some sort. Oh, it's a Silverado. It's a 2007 bright pink Chevy Silverado.
Was that a gift from her football player?
No, looks like she got this when she was just breaking into stardom. Her record label gave it to her as a gift. And remember, she started out as like country. So
yeah,
they're not going to give her one of those dirty foreign cars, right?
European.
Who's peeing? European? That's an uncle joke right there. Okay, this might be the one that I would want it if I could pick something. This is what we're gonna do. You're gonna have to pick which car in her collection you want. So I know you want that pink Chevy Silverado.
Yeah, I like this game. Yeah.
All right. She's got a Ferrari 458.
Okay.
Yeah, really nice choice.
Solid.
She's apparently got they're showing a 993 turbo. I don't know if it's a 993 or not, but she has some sort of 911 turbo.
Come on. If it's a 993 turbo, I don't need to hear the rest of the list.
Yeah, that's pretty good. She's got
sort of top 5 for me.
It doesn't say which gen, first or second gen, but she's got a V10 Audi R8.
Okay.
Which is okay.
Not bad, but
it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
She's got so here are the two that you picked. A AMG G63.
Yeah.
Somewhat disappointed, but okay. And then Mercedes Maybach S650.
Oh. Huh. No E-Type or Corvette?
I don't see an E-Type or Corvette. Now the AI summary, did it mention any other cars? No. That is all that's mentioned. I'm just trying to see. Oh my gosh, dude. Did you read this ahead of time? This is insane. Mercedes Viano. What? How did you know that? That's insane. Okay.
It seems like I'm just on the same wavelength as Tay-Tay.
Yeah.
We're like, separated at birth or something.
What the heck?
My sister from another mister.
I guess so. I don't know how you pulled this off. Okay, here's some that not that cool. Lexus SC430. Ooh, the really funky one. Not.
Oh, that's the folding metal hardtop, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
That looks the same going and coming.
Yes, very bubbly. It looks like kind of like a fish that had too much sugary food.
Yeah.
A Toyota Sequoia, interesting.
Okay.
She's got an Escalade, and then the last one, they mentioned both the Maybach and another S-Class. And then the last one, which I never would have guessed, but maybe this is her down-to-earth car when she's in the UK. She's got a Nissan Qashqai.
No.
Yeah. Why? I don't know, but apparently she does.
I struggle to believe that somewhere there is a piece of paper that has the registration of a Nissan Qashqai on it, and the box that says owner, it says Taylor Swift. Like, that has to be AI hallucination wind up.
She might have been chased by a paparazzi in a Nissan Qashqai once, but does she actually own one?
How do I blend in like, I don't know, Bradford or somewhere? Like, let me get a Qashqai. But
wild. You're good, man. You picked 3 of those.
Oh, that's impressive. I should go and play the lottery today.
So putting the Qashqai aside, because I know that the desire is high there, which one would you take?
Well, have we confirmed there is definitely a 993 turbo in the collection?
So it's definitely a 911 turbo. I'm you know what, for simplicity's sake, we're going to say it's a 993 turbo.
Okay. If it's a 993, I'm definitely taking the 993. If it's not a 993, I'd be tempted. Ooh, I could go the 458 route.
Yeah.
Because, it's a Ferrari, right? It's a Ferrari. I'd also be tempted by a Maybach, actually.
Oh, to drive or be chauffeured around in?
Well, maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, even if I didn't have a chauffeur, I could imagine that there might be times where I might just want to get in the back and stretch out.
Maybe take a nap.
Yeah, totally.
Watch a movie.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine, like, I don't know, you've driven yourself to the airport, and then when you get back off your flight and you're like, actually, do you know what? I'm just going to have a little nap before I get on the freeway here.
Yeah.
Just going to stretch out the back of my Maybach.
Yeah. I'm already paying $80 a day to park here anyway. I'm just going to use it as a hotel and just crash out.
100%.
That could be nice.
Well, I tell you what, actually, what I would love to do with that Maybach, knobby tires, roof rack, like full off-road kit, go camping in it.
Okay, that would be amazing.
Because how comfortable would that be in the back? That would be amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah. So it's like, okay, strictly 2 people going camping, but you have a luxurious bedroom in the back.
Yeah. And everywhere you rock up, you are the coolest person ever because you're in a Maybach with like knobbies and steelies and like a roof
so cool
rack and stuff. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. This may have to be something with. It might feel like this episode is sponsored by Gemini. I swear it's not. But this might be something where it's like you use AI to ideate this and see what it looks like. But I'm already sold.
So what are you driving out of Taylor's garage then?
Oh man. I mean, is that some sort of euphemism?
It definitely could be. Taylor's garage.
I know
Johnny's been in Taylor's garage again.
Hugo's been rooting around in Taylor's garage
Was
again.
it garage or garage? Because I'm going through this now that I have this Sportage. It's not a Sportage, but it's a Sportage.
Is it? You put the Sportage in the garage.
Exactly, because I wouldn't put the Sportage in the garage.
Most Americans say garage.
Okay.
What is the origin of that word? The etymology of garage.
You say garage.
I say garage.
And I say garage.
Garage. Almost like garish.
Yeah.
Okay, the etymology. Oh, it's French.
Ah, très bien.
Originally meaning a shelter for a vehicle or a place to store something. It derives from the French verb garer, to shelter or to dock, rooted in Old French garir. So how would it be? I guess it'd be garage.
Garage. The Sportage in the garage.
But I'm American. I was going to say America, we like to mispronounce things, but I think the Brits like to mispronounce things more. And the thing about the Brits mispronouncing things is you all do it on purpose and you just don't give a crap.
Well, there's a little bit of that. We also like to say things weirdly just to wind up Americans.
Oh.
Like I called some of my team this week numpties just to see if anyone would go to the trouble of looking it up and seeing if they could understand whether it was an insult or not.
And they're like,
hey, and they're like, that was a bit rude, wasn't it? And I was like, no, that's not what it really means.
It really means good old friend that I would trust with my life.
Oh, come on, you numpty.
Well, you didn't drop the C word on them. I know you mentioned that it's a much more casual word to use at home than it is in the US.
I did, however. So, I was over in the US for this like big all-day meeting on Tuesday. And ahead of it, the previous week, quite a lot of people, when I was kind of like making arrangements for them to reconvene on that date, I wrote in some emails, see you next Tuesday. I mean, I didn't abbreviate it just into its acronym, but I wrote down, see you next Tuesday, and I laughed quite a lot to myself.
To yourself. You chuckled to yourself.
Yeah.
And people were like, why is that Englishman laughing to himself? I don't know.
I sat by myself in my shed, chuckling to myself.
we don't ask those questions of Hugo, why he's entertaining himself so endlessly today. Just nod your head, smile, and just wait.
Yeah. It's okay. He'll be gone soon. It'll all be over.
You just go, okay. I totally forgot.
Sorry, going back to Taylor's garage.
Oh yes, Taylor's garage. Oh my god, I think it's got to be the 458. Okay. That is the car that I have the most desire for. I think it's probably money no object, the Ferrari that I would want to own.
Yeah. Okay.
And they are appreciating crazy, like not even the Speziales, but just the regular ones. They've gone up so much in value.
So is the 458, is that the generation that old John GB had?
No, he had a 488.
Okay, the 458 is the one before.
That's right. It was the last one without turbos, and I think that's
the naturally aspirated V8 that like revved to God knows where, and like was like kind of rev flaring all over the place, and like because you'd see them driving around and just like, Aah!
Yes, I think their claim to fame is last mid-engine V8 Ferrari without turbos.
Yeah. I mean,
very sweet
that's
handling.
A good choice, Taylor. I mean, I have to give her some props for that.
Oh, absolutely. Like she's not like getting the latest and greatest, whatever the 12 cilindri or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, which I also give props. It's NA. I think it's kind of ugly, but whatever.
Yeah, and if she'd had like a California or whatever they are now, like a Roma, like the front engine, it's like, I'm sure there are plenty of pop stars that have those and they're like, look, I've got a Ferrari. And you're like, yeah, you do.
It's California. It's not.
I mean, but it's more of a Maserati than a Ferrari.
It's just not that. One, I think it's ugly. And then two, it's kind of like, it feels like, okay, you got like a Grand Tourer, which is fine in itself. Like Ferrari has fantastic Grand Tourers, but something about that car is just kind of, it's not as cool.
It's a kind of halfway. Yeah. I mean, you could argue that like a Giulia Quattrofolio is almost more of a Ferrari than that is, right?
I think you could. I'm not biased at all, but I think you could.
Hey, just on that topic, has anybody ever coach built a wagon?
No, not that I'm aware of. I have seen lots of renderings. Like the renderings that I've seen look awesome. I really wish they had made it, but I'm not gonna do the thing that all enthusiasts do, which is, if they had, the sales would have been blah blah. No, they wouldn't have. They would have sold 12. You dumbass.
Well, but that said, like, how has the M3 Touring done? They've sold a decent amount of those, haven't they?
I think they have
in the US now too. Right?
Not that we have the M5, not the.
M3 you're not getting the M3 Touring?
No, sadly, no.
Oh,
hopefully the next gen. Like I think so. I think I've seen. Oh gosh, I would have to look this up, but I think I saw that in markets where the M3 Touring is offered, it's a big chunk of M3 sales.
Yeah.
And I'm not like 10%, 12%, but I want to say it was in the 30s. I could be totally misremembering, but it was pretty high. And then the M5 Touring, I have never seen an M5 sedan so far, current M5. I have seen M5 Tourings. That's a very, very unscientific way of guessing that it's selling better than the sedan. But
that's a bit like, so E63s, right? For a while, like, you would see as many wagons, probably more wagons than sedans.
Yes. Yeah. That's been my experience too. I think the fact that, I mean, like, look, there's tons of sports sedans to pick from. And a lot of people like are considering SUVs for the utility. So it's like, well, it naturally makes sense. You put them together and you go, I have all the performance of the sedan with most of, if not equal utility of an SUV. I don't have to live with the penalties of being in an SUV every day.
Yeah, totally.
And it's super unique.
Yeah.
It's I don't think the old stigma. I was listening to Smith and Stiff a few episodes back, and Richard was talking about wagons, and he was saying, I was looking at a sporting wagon, and his wife, who's American, was saying, I don't want to drive a wagon. That's like so, mom and dad. Well, I think in the US, I could be wrong. I'd love to hear from people if you disagree. But I think in the US, a lot of that stigma's gone away because we don't have that many wagons. There's no domestic wagons being sold today that I can think of off the top of my head. So it's not like there's a lot of vehicles to reinforce that image. Now, the wagons that we have are higher end. They're from European and in some very limited cases, Japanese manufacturers. I don't even know if that's true anymore. So it's different. Like if you actually look at what wagons are available.
Yeah. Like arguably wagon as a body style is much more exclusive even than like a coupe or a convertible nowadays. Like there's not many wagons around.
Absolutely.
And like, I mean, the crossover is the wagon of today, right? Like everybody's got some mid-sized thing that is not actually for going off-road, but is kind of styled to look semi like it is, like a, I don't know, Kia Sportage.
Yeah. And I swear I'm just full of like half-truth and misheard information.
I think that's the subtitle for this podcast, isn't it? Stuff that we're just kind of making up as we're going along.
Half-truth and misinformation and vehicular hearsay. I swear I did hear a stat that younger people are moving away from SUVs primarily because of the efficiency angle. It's like, look, gas is incredibly expensive right now. Yeah. Cars are incredibly expensive, full stop. Yeah. And so SUVs bring you both the higher initial purchase price and then the ongoing fuel costs.
Yeah, totally. And it's maybe not a bad thing if we go back to more smaller cars on the road, because it's kind of like this arms race of like, like everybody's in 2-ton metric vehicles and then they're in 3-ton metric vehicles and you're just like, you don't need it.
No.
I think I told you I was in Amsterdam a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously lots of people on bikes. And then I'll tell you what there were a ton of driving around were Opel badged Citroen Amis.
Really?
And I guess there's some sort of like licensing thing where you'd see them sometimes in the cycle lanes and stuff. I mean, they're all electric. They're only like 2-seaters. I mean, they're tiny, like park them end on and stuff, but they were everywhere. And I was like, but they're so cool, right? For like, if you live in the city and actually it's just one person getting around, like what more do you need? Arguably?
Yeah. Legally, are they considered quadricycles and not cars?
So in the UK, they definitely are. I saw some of the Fiat ones as well. Have you seen those? The kind of like, I think they call them like the Topolino or something. It's a Citroen Ami, but with a Fiat badge and kind of round headlights and made to look a bit more cutesy.
I did see this. They look super cool.
Yeah, they're pretty cute. I think it's similar minty green to the rental Fiat 500 that I had.
Yeah. This image that I pulled up. It also, I can't tell if it's coming or going, but that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think that's deliberate, right? Like it's the same panels on both sides to keep the cost down.
Oh, that is amazing. And it's cheap. Yeah. They're saying like
11, they're cheap as cheap. Yeah, well, I think in the UK, the Ami, when it came out, was like 7K brand new.
Wow.
But it's like I get, this was actually one of the things I was going to mention to you. It's like this sort of like wave of launches that you've seen of like there is the new Panda has come out in the UK. Like Renault's announced like the new Twingo, like the Honda, like the Super N that they're bringing over here.
The Super N looks really cool.
Actually find myself getting much more excited about like this wave of like small, fun, cool little cars rather than going like, oh, here is another like hybrid SUV thing, whatever, that weighs 3 tons and costs $100,000. And I'm just like, who cares? Who needs that? Like, it's not interesting.
Well, last night and this morning, I've been seeing articles about Porsche introduces Cayenne Coupe with 1,100 something horsepower. I'm like, who cares? I mean, come on. Does that spark any desire in you whatsoever?
No, not at all. I mean, if I am going to have a key ring with a Porsche badge on it, like I don't want it to even be an SUV, right? And I probably don't want it to be hybrid or electric. Like,
hell no.
I probably want to be changing my own gears and the whole thing, right? Like, it's like these Lotus SUVs. It's like, why? I mean, I know why, but it's not right.
Yeah, it's not working for them. Like, they're not selling. Nobody wants them. Nobody's going to Lotus looking for a massive EV SUV. That's not the first place you go.
No. But I mean, like those, I don't know if you're going to get those Pandas because you're getting the electric 500 in the US, right? Because J-Lo and Spike Lee were in the ad.
Oh, really? I don't know if we're going to. I mean, there's also the Fiat Grandi Pandi?
Yeah, exactly. The Grandi Panda.
I could see the Grande Panda making it here. Although I also just saw an announcement last night from Stellantis, and they had called out their 4 brands that they're planning on investing in.
Okay.
And not to say they're not going to invest in the others at all, but they said, here are the 4 brands.
So Jeep.
Yep.
Fiat. Alpha?
No. Sadly, not Alpha.
Well, what are the brands they have? They have Opel, they have Peugeot, they have Citroen.
Yeah, they have all those and more.
They should bring back AMC.
Oh yeah, an AMC Pacer.
Yeah.
The original SUV, perhaps? Maybe?
Yeah, or was it the Duster that they had that was kind of like a raised wagon?
Oh, was the Duster a wagon version of the Pacer?
I don't know. Well, they're the same platform. The Pacer was the Wayne's World car, right? They had a Pacer.
Oh, I thought that was a. You know what? I mean, it's all about. It's all about just looking things up online.
Look at it. It's funny. I have the autocar sitting here. Look.
Oh my gosh! Is that? You're right. That was AMC Pacer. Oh
yeah.
I am thinking of
Gremlin, Javelin. Rambler.
I am thinking of the AMC Eagle, which my parents came very close to buying, and they ended up buying a Jeep instead. But the AMC Eagle was freaking cool.
Yes, that was the sort of like the kind of like raised wagon, a bit like an Audi All-Road kind of thing.
That's right. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I believe it was also an AMC that was it in The Man with the Golden Gun? Like the James Bond movie, that some of it was in like Louisiana, and they did like the barrel roll with the car.
Yes.
I feel like that was an AMC.
I think you're right. Yes. It's probably the only, well, it's not the only budget car to be featured in Bond, but there were others, but yes. Okay. So the 4 brands that Stellantis said, these are the ones that are going to matter. And then everything else becomes a supporting character. So this is interesting. So you picked right. Jeep.
Yeah.
Second one is Ram.
Okay.
Third is Peugeot.
Yeah.
And then the last one is Fiat. And so that leaves, here's a whole list.
Dodge.
Alfa, Maserati, Lancia, Citroën, Opel, DS, Vauxhall, Chrysler, and Dodge as kind of supporting characters. So what the second tier means, I'm reading from the article here. What they're saying is the surviving but deprioritized brands would borrow platforms, powertrains, and electronics from the favored 4 and get deployed selectively in markets where the badge still sells.
Okay. So they're all just going to be rebadged versions of those Core 4 then.
Yeah. So I think I think it's already been said that the next Julia, if we get one, will be based on a Dodge platform. Or maybe not Dodge now. Maybe it'll be there you've got it right there on the cover of Auto. So that they're saying that's the new Julia.
Yeah. Well, although, I mean, unclear exactly how real any of this stuff is, but I mean, it looks cool.
It does look cool.
But I mean, that's kind of the wild thing about Stellantis, right? It's like you read off that list of nameplates, and it's like the history that they have and like the brand equity in a lot of those names, right? Yeah. Like if they could cobble together a half decent vehicle and put a trident on the front of it and write Maserati on the trunk, surely they could sell a boatload of them, right? Because how cool, like, doesn't everybody want to say, like, mine's the Maserati?
Yeah, it's, I mean, the four that they picked, they make sense. So Jeep, okay, SUVs, clearly. And that's probably their most valuable brand from recognition. Ram, okay, trucks. And, and I should say, like, Sprinter vans and things like that. Yes, they okay.
At what point did Ram become its own thing? Because I thought at some point Ram was like the model name and the manufacturer was Dodge.
That's right. Yeah, I want to say it was quite a while ago. I want to say early 2000s.
Okay.
I don't recall, but yeah, they split it off and they said, okay, we're going to do this separate thing. Dodge for trucks, Ram for trucks, Dodge for cars.
But Ram doesn't do SUVs.
They do not in the US. So I don't know if it's still made, but I remember like in Mexico, they had the Ram Charger, which was like a 4-door SUV, but it was a badge engineered version of something else that we did have.
Like a Durango or something.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it was something very similar to that. Yeah. So that was quite a ways ago, but I don't know if it's still made.
Yeah.
But so, okay, Jeep and Ram.
Is Plymouth completely died now?
Sorry. Oh, Plymouth? Yeah, Plymouth is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, towards the end, they were just like the budget badge engineered versions of other things.
It was like there's a Dodge Neon and a Plymouth whatever.
Yeah, it was also a Neon, Plymouth Neon. So it's like we've got a Neon here and a Neon over there. I'll admit, Peugeot I don't know that much about, and Fiat, my understanding is they want to keep Fiat for small and economy cars.
Yeah.
So again, no luxury at all. Like,
although I guess Jeep, right? Like, because a Wagoneer is expensive.
Yeah, they're not cheap. That's true.
Yeah.
So definitely disappointing if you're a fan of any of those brands: Alfa, Maserati, Lancia, Citroen, Opel, DS, Vauxhall, Chrysler, Dodge. I mean, for me, especially the Italian ones kind of hurt.
Yeah. And even something like a Vauxhall is funny because it's like, when I was growing up in the UK, like the two big brands were Vauxhall and Ford, right? I mean, that was the sort of bread and butter. Like most of the cars that you saw on the road, like was a Ford or a Vauxhall kind of thing. Yeah. And like within a generation for that to just basically be done is, I mean, I suppose that is just, the way these things kind of come and go a little bit. But like, I mean, even you think it's not that long ago that like Lancia were like winning the World Rally Championship the whole time.
Yeah.
And really sort of since then, it's like, what have they even put out? Like there was that, like the one with the Ferrari engine. I think there was an Epsilon. I think they were staggering on in Italy for a little while, but I don't think we've had any Lancias in the UK for a long time.
Yeah, it's sad to see these brands relegated to just badge engineering jobs.
Yeah.
Like it definitely takes away any faith that Maserati or Alfa is going to have any unique offerings. So yeah, maybe they tune this a little bit differently, but like the Giulia is a unique platform. Nothing else, I mean, other than other Alfa models like the Stelvio uses it, and it's a really good platform. The odds of them doing something else unique in that space are probably zero at this point.
Yeah.
But also reflects just how tough the industry is right now. It's rough.
Yeah, 100%. Although, I mean, I feel like the big promise that was made when sort of electrification was coming a few years back was to say, this is going to be amazing for brand building, right? Because effectively you get this skateboard, which is commoditized, right? Yeah. Like the batteries are the batteries, the motors are the motors, the software is the software, cool, right? and then you can build anything on top of that, right?
Yeah.
Like all the expensive kind of like, mechanical gubbins, like all that chassis platform development stuff, like, you could have a stable of 10 brands and have a few different platforms that then are extensible to all kinds of different shapes and sizes. You can tune a lot of the behavior through, whatever the software and the way that you kind of manage the battery performance and stuff. You can pick the styling because it all just sits on the skateboard. And that, like, you'd have thought for someone like a Stellantis, it'd be like, great, like, let's build, I don't know, 10 platforms, and then each brand can do their own thing on top of it. And how cool would that be? Like, let Maserati just do the styling, right? Like, why not?
It's and with the disinterest or the decline in the projections for EVs, like, that's all been swept aside. And you're like, oh, well, crap, what do I do? Speaking of EVs, I know this is something we were chatting about over chat. So, consuming, as we do, automotive media, there's a lot of discussion, and Jaguar has been in the press for a lot of different reasons. Like, what is it, roughly a year ago, they had this ad campaign that people really, really didn't like. There was a car that was shown that people were kind of going, I don't know. And now a lot of journalists have driven it, and they've written about or recorded YouTube content on their impressions. The distinct impression I get from all these in totality is these folks, the media, really want this car to succeed. And I get it. It's Jaguar, and it's really the only product that they're going to have. Like, are they even selling new Jaguars today? I don't think they are. I don't think there's anything for sale.
I don't. I think if you go to a Jag dealership, I don't know what is in it. Maybe some Range Rovers.
Yeah, it's pretty empty. So it's going to be their first new product in quite some time, and coming from no product at all to something. I think it's projected to go on sale, I want to say mid to late 2027. Is this just hope and it's going to fall flat on its face? Is this being a bit of Homer, like, hey, it's UK, we're going to support UK? What do you think?
So it's an interesting one, Jaguar, because I feel like, again, to this conversation we've just been having about Stellantis and some of these storied brands like a Lancia or a Maserati or even Alfa kind of falling by the wayside a little bit. Like, Jag feels a bit like that to me, right? It's like their glory days are half a century ago, at least.
Yeah.
And since then, it's like people get very misty-eyed about the brand and about the history. And there's all that equity there. But like, how many like genuinely properly competitive cars have they actually made recently? Like, are they really able to compete with the Germans? Are they really able to do the things they need to do? And I mean, I do feel like these launches come around, like, and everybody gets very sort of flag wavy and they get all excited, and it's, and yet ultimately these cars show up, and even if they're by some measures all right, they're never going to sell, like, and so it's kind of just like, I don't know, like, and I mean, even the product itself, like, I wasn't as freaked out by the advertising as I think some people were. But fundamentally, like, I don't know, you look at the car and like the matte pink and whatever, and I'm just like, it does nothing for me. I'm just like, I struggle to imagine who would actually want to spend money and then drive around in something like that. Just like, I don't get it. And I think sometimes you do kind of get the sense of like the automotive journalists are slightly detached from the reality of what the public actually wants or needs or cares about.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things happening there. One, that disattached from reality. I think that's true. And I think with the journalists, you have to keep in mind, like, when they go and review these cars or they're interacting with the OEMs, they're not interacting with them like through the website or abstractly. They're actually interacting with people who are employed by these companies.
Yes.
And I think that tends to build a sense of empathy. And it's like, hey, on behalf of the dozens or maybe hundreds of people employed by Jaguar that I've met, I really want this to succeed. And I'm not saying this is conscious, but maybe subconsciously that taints their perspective. And it removes some of the objectivity, because they're like, well, I met with dozens of Jaguar employees yesterday when I test drove it, and for their sakes, for them to live, I really want this to succeed. And of course, it's a British company, etc. I think you're right, though.
I don't want to slate my new friends.
Yeah.
And I think some of them as well, it's like, you know, you see like a Harry Metcalf, right? Like his Project 7 has all the signatures of the engineers in the boot lid, right?
Yeah.
Like, and Jaguar invite him on like, you know, testing days and all that kind of stuff. Like he's sort of, I think he was even a consultant for them for some point, right?
Yeah.
So he is not an impartial observer here.
Right.
And yet, on the other hand, I think of like, was it true that like early on with Chris Harris, like he was testing a Lambo or Ferrari and like absolutely slated it, and then the brand was like, "You're not allowed to test our cars anymore."
He was, I think, like 2 weeks ago, I was watching a video and he was joking about how he's been banned from driving Ferraris 3 times now.
Okay. Yeah. So, but again, I mean, like, if you're a journalist and the whole point is that you need to drive the cars so you can write about the cars or talk about the cars, if you piss off the OEM and then they're like, "Now you can't drive our cars," you're like, "Well, now I can't do my job."
Yeah. Right? Yeah, that's absolutely right. Like if you run a publication, whether online or physical, you live and die by that advertising. And you're somewhat compromised. Like you're not going to be able to go out there and say, "Oh, the latest Toyota is absolute trash." And it's like, "Oh, Toyota is going to do a big ad buy for us this quarter," and they just decided to walk 100%.
Away. And I mean, it's funny because I remember when I was like first reading car mags regularly, is probably like, I don't know, like kind of kid to kind of teenager, whatever. And you'd read all these reviews and be like, "Wow, they must be making a lot of money to be able to afford to buy all these cars to write about them." And I was like, "Oh, no. They get lent them by the manufacturers." But it's like, how can you possibly be impartial about it when you then have to, you write a review and say how good it is. And then the next month you're calling up that same PR person and saying, "Now I want to borrow the next model on your lot."
Absolutely. Kind of and they're going, "You just destroyed us in your last review. You said it was trash." And that happens a lot. Like you see it in Evo writing all the time. They'll talk about, "Oh, well, so-and-so PR group was cross with us," or "So-and-so PR group wasn't really keen to lend us another car because of what we said." Yeah. But something you said about the history is really interesting because you're absolutely right. Like Jaguar's history is what it is today. It's known among people who are car buyers, whether it's good or bad. And I would argue for a lot of people it's bad. But whether it's good or bad, their history is known. And with that in context, that ad campaign makes more sense. Because what they were saying is, look, we're fighting for survival. We're going to have one new product available in 2027. We're betting the entire farm on this one product. And right now, our history is an anchor. It is not a positive. It is not helping us get people in the showrooms or actually interested. So whether you like the campaign or not, and I'm kind of, I really don't care. Was it campaign, good, bad, whatever. But whether you like it or not, I think from the lens of going, we need to jettison our history, which is exactly what I think pissed a lot of people off. But for survival, we need to need people to approach our brand in a totally different way with a fresh set of eyes. We need to kind of, unfortunately, cut it off and say, nope, that's not us anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. And it then also makes you wonder, well, why are they still holding on to the name? Right? Because I think, again, in the last few years, we have seen like it is possible to start a net new car manufacturer brand and like get some uptake, right? Like, I don't know, Tesla, like Rivian, Lucid, like, a whole wave of like Chinese OEMs that we see here in the UK. Like it is possible to start from scratch if you have a decent product and make something of it. And so maybe some of the kind of like pushback or the kind of flame that they've attracted is it's kind of like they're trying to sort of do both, right? It's like, well, we want to somehow hold on to our history and play into the fact that like, we do the E-type and the D-type and all of this kind of stuff. And then and so we're kind of playing that card. And at the same time, we're also like wanting to distance ourselves from all of that. And you're kind of like, well, which is it?
It definitely feels that way. They're like, well, I don't want to totally throw out the name because it has some equity, but I don't think in consumers' minds you can separate the two. It's like, oh, well, I do think of Jaguar as this, not the negatives that have happened for the past several decades. Yeah, you're right. I mean, maybe they would be better off just saying, we're not Jaguar anymore. We are Jaguar. I don't know. Some other
leopard.
Can a leopard change its spots? Yes, it can. We're leopard.
But I mean, the other thing that's kind of interesting to me is like, again, and of course, like they're going for this sort of younger consumer and all the rest of it. I get it. At the same time, if they came out with something that, I don't know, looked like an E-Type or looked like an original XJ and drove well and was reasonably priced, there would be a market for that, right?
Oh,
and they painted it dark green with a tan interior, like, and some wood on the dash, and it was brand new, and like people would buy that.
Yeah, imagine if Jaguar instead pivoted their entire business to in-house resto mods.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's I know there's brands like Eagle, and like the resto mod thing is huge. One of the biggest problems though is these are small companies and they cost like $200,000. What if I resto modded any Jaguar I can think of and I offered it for a third of what these smaller companies are doing? I can do that because I have scale.
Yeah.
I can borrow from Range Rover.
I love that.
I can scale out that technology. And I like, oh man, dude, you're onto something. You're onto something. Like resto modding is hot.
Give me a 60s XJ with fully modern running gear. Maybe it's electric, maybe it's hybrid, maybe it's just like, you know, a super efficient, like modern running gear, factory certified, but looks like an old car. Like, you know, like what can you sell that for? Like, you know, again, like what is that 1,000 horsepower Porsche cost? 150 grand?
Yeah.
You know, like,
you can sell it for that much.
Yeah.
And people would love it.
Yeah. Be so much cooler.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, so that gets you, that retains the brand equity that you have, the positives. And if you're saying, look, we're just doing resto mods using, maybe you do some hybrid, but it's mostly hybrid and EV. So modern technology, we're using proven technology that other brands are using, like whether it's in-house or sourced from outside. So you still keep the positives, you get rid of the negatives that go with it, and you give people what they want, which is, I want the modern conveniences, but I want it to look and kind of feel like a classic.
100%. 100%. It's like, could you imagine, and I think Smith and Sniff talked about this a while ago, like wheelbase swaps. Like there is a million like 3-year-old Tesla Model 3s on the used market around the world at the moment, right? Like, I don't think anybody wants them. And if you imagine like buying all of those up and go, okay, I'm going to get rid of the bodywork. I'm going to plonk like an old XJ on the top of it. Yeah. Like totally modern running gear. You can plug it, you can supercharge it. You know, it's not going to cost you anything to drive in the center of London, and you're in a beautiful old Jag.
Oh man. I think you're onto something, man. I think that's so. What we're saying is we'll put together the massive revenue from this show, and then in late 2027, when the new car, unfortunately, like being totally serious, I would like it to succeed. If I had to bet money, I would bet that it's not going to do well. So that gives us opportunity to take our massive resources and then swoop in and say, look, we're not even going to buy it from you. We're gonna be a 49% partner in that brand, and we have an idea. We've just given the world our grand plan.
Have we exposed our IP to the 68 people that might listen to this?
Okay, here's what we do. We get the 68, maybe 69 people together, and we all split the cost of buying 49% of Jaguar.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, I feel like you could do that. Like, doesn't BMW still own a load of like kind of legacy British brands like Austin Healey and Wolsey and stuff like that from when they bought the whole Rover group?
Oh yeah, you know, they might. I'm totally unaware of.
I think they do.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, there's probably not enough of those vehicles knocking around anymore. Yeah. But like, I don't know. Like that feels. I mean, even could that not even be a path for like a Lancia or a Maserati? Right? Like, what if those just become resto mod brands? Be like, okay, let's buy up as many, you know, only, you know, medium rusty examples as possible. Yeah. Whack them on Tesla Model 3 running gear. I mean, resell them.
Alpha is selling so few cars. I can't imagine their sales would go down doing that. But imagine you're like, hey, I'm selling an Alpha Junior with modern running gear and a warranty. But it's an original body that I've properly, like, I've stripped it down to bare metal, modernized it, galvanized it, painted it with modern techniques, but it looks and physically feels like a 60s Alpha. but it's got a warranty. Like, oh my gosh, it's got modern headlights, but it's got a warranty, but it looks like a 60s album. Oh man.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think all of those, like so many of those little details now that you just go, okay, cool. Well, I have like the nice vents, but I've got modern HVAC behind them. Like,
yes.
That actually works. Like I have nice old leather seats, but they're heated and they're cool. Like all of that stuff, I think is so possible now.
Yeah,
and
it absolutely is.
And in a way, it's kind of interesting that it's still like a cottage industry.
Yes.
Like I guess a couple of OEMs, like, I mean, I think Ferrari does it. Like they like Classicher. I guess Porsche probably does it. Like I think Land Rover does a little bit as well, where they're kind of like resto mod from the factory. Actually, Jag does too. But you'd have thought like, okay, but they're doing all the high end stuff and they're doing it super bespoke. And like, what would a mass market, like, I don't know, Ford, come and like resto mod, I don't know, like classic Escorts or whatever, right? And just give us like the running gear out of like a Mustang Mach-E and put it in a 60s Mustang body kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not like
I mean, we were joking before we started recording that everything sucks now. But look, the reality is for enthusiasts and for people in the know, like the average car is generally more reliable, but there's too much tech in it for a lot of people. So you can bring the best of both worlds together. You could scale it up. You can drive the cost down. And so you're not selling 200,000 pound resto mods. You're selling 50,000 pound resto mods. But they're not really resto mods in that they're fully modern, not just partially and not bits and pieces here. And they come with a full warranty. Like, I think that's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine signing a lease deal on a brand new 50-year-old looking car. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just the two of us. Maybe we're just weird.
Well, yes, that is true. But I'm convinced there's other weirdos like us out there. We know there are.
Well, I mean, but you think about it. I mean, maybe less so in the US, although I think a bit in the US too, but definitely in the UK, where people want to live is they want to live in like an old house that looks old on the outside and the guts of it are old and it looks kind of like, chocolate box and quintessential and all the rest of it. But, they don't want something with old wiring. They don't want something with old plumbing or old kitchen and bathroom. That's very sort of normal in terms of like the house that you would buy. Yeah. So why not the car that you would have as well? And arguably it's probably more sustainable to go like, okay, cool, let's keep some of these things on the road and improve them and upgrade them. And then, rather than chopping in every 3 years, maybe you take it back to the factory and the software flash it and they give you a new set of, motors or batteries or whatever, recondition again, a bit like that. I think I sent you that vid. Like Autocar, Matt Pryor like bought some like 20-year-old 3 Series coupe and like changed like some of the suspension components, the bushing and stuff like that, put a new steering wheel on, and he was like, this is great, it drives like a new car now.
Absolutely.
It's not that much actually to turn something that's already 2 decades old and to make it feel more usable. Stick car playing.
There's definitely a societal trend for retro. And retro, not like, for me, when I think retro, I think of like 60s and 70s, but like you look at sales of physical media are taking off, records, even cassette tapes, DVDs, etc. I think there's a pushback against AI technology as well. That's a very, very strong trend. So I think there is a very strong desire for people to turn the clock back in certain ways, not always. We're not giving up mobile phones and we're not giving up Wi-Fi and all that. But I think people are examining what used to be better in the past and then trying to bring it back. 100%. And it's working.
100%. I mean, there are some people who, like you can press a button and it makes you a perfectly serviceable cup of coffee. And there are other people who choose to have a separate grinder and who choose to have like, an espresso machine that they actually have to physically pull a lever and time it and all the rest of it. Because somehow when you automate all of the process, it's kind of not fun anymore and you're not connected with it anymore.
Yeah. Well, I don't know anyone that weird, Hugo. Maybe. But we are nearing the end of our time, but there is something that we must talk about, which is the ongoing saga of Wayne the Range Rover, who was The Wayne Wover. I started calling it the Wayne Wover, as in woe, WOE, because it has brought you woe. What's happening, and why do you have a Kia Sportage in your garage at the moment?
Well,
should we pause here too? I mean, are there tears that you want to let out?
So I can take a deep breath and count to 10.
You need to check the bank balance. I know this is going to be a tough one. Dear listeners, this has been a tough period for Hugo.
Mix myself a stiff drink and arrange to have my therapist on speed dial before I tell the story.
Should get your therapist to join us and make sure. Okay, here we go. Deep breaths.
This too shall pass.
All right, talk about it.
Well, I mean, in a way, not all that much has happened since I think we last spoke. Because if you remember, if you remember, it blew at least one turbo, if not both of them.
Yes.
Just after the extended warranty ran out. The extended warranty that the garage where I bought it from, where I had been maintaining it, recommended that I didn't bother to extend the warranty again. They're like, no, it's not worth it. It'll be fine. And then obviously it runs out and then launched its turbo. They quoted me £6,000 to fix it because the parts are expensive. And then I think they said it was like 25 hours worth of labor, something like that. I'm like, oh, that's quite a lot, actually. So the net of all of that was, I was like, do I want to spend that amount of money on a car that is not really worth all that much more than that, apparently, now, given that there was a whole bunch of other stuff going wrong with it as well. Like, we had fixed it had a whole new, I think, on the driver's side, suspension, whatever, dealing with the airbag and all the rest of it. And then they fixed that, and then the other one started going wonky and it was clonking and making all kind of screeching sounds. And it was just like, it's like one of those, it's like whack-a-mole, right? It's like you fix one problem and then another one comes up. Yeah. And so I was starting to get over the hump a little bit of going like, I really enjoyed this car and now it's kind of annoying me.
Yeah.
Anyway, blew the turbos. They said it was going to be $6,000. And I was like, what if we just sold it? What if we just threw it in auction, sold a scene, and see what happens? If someone takes it off my hands, then at least I've not had to, put my hand in my pocket for that amount of money, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's about a month ago, maybe 5 weeks now. Admittedly, I have been remiss because I've been traveling and all over the place, and I haven't been able to sort of like phone them because I've been busy. I have, however, sent a few emails that have gone unanswered. So I am currently not in possession of any facts as what's going on with my Range Rover, nor am I in possession of the Range Rover itself or any of its keys or paperwork. So apparently I've been very trusting. I mean, I suppose it's possible.
Yes.
I think the scenario where the garage has just taken my Range Rover off me and not paid me anything for it is probably not what's happened.
Okay.
But you never know. And so, yes, while I have been without Range Rover, I initially had a Fiat 500 as a rental that was minty green. And I mean, I thought the whole point of rental cars is they were generally supposed to be new. This one was like 7 years old and only had 40,000 miles on it. But when you can tell it's had like a hard 40,000 miles on it, because I certainly gave it a hard time when it was in my, it's like there was a lot of trim rattling by the time I took it back. Poor little
Was it
thing.
a cheap rental at least?
Not really.
Oh, that's weird.
But it was like a local one, because where the Range Rover garage is like a relatively sort of small town, and I was trying to like manage dropping it off and getting transport back home. And anyway, it was the whole thing, and I was tired and stressed, and I couldn't really think straight. And anyway, that has now gone back, and I have this sort of like medium-term rental on this Kia. So it's like, I guess I have it for 3 months is what I signed up for.
Oh, wow.
Because I thought that I didn't really know what to do. Like, there's a little bit of like, there's some part of me, it's like, am I staying in the UK long term? I don't even know that kind of thing. I didn't want to buy something else outright.
Yeah.
So it's like 400 quid a month. And it was brand new. When it got delivered, it was like, had 130 miles on it or something.
Wow.
Kia Sportage GT line.
Oh, GT line.
GT line. And it's not bad. I mean, it's like, it's a car. It does car things.
Yeah.
But to your point on like sort of modern cars, like goddamn, does it have a lot of bims and bongs and little things going on with it, and like has all the automatic lane assist and all that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
And you're like, cool, I like that it's got a big screen for CarPlay. That's nice, but I can do without a lot of this other stuff that it's doing to me.
Well, and you've got a whole suite of required safety features in the UK, right? Is it? Are people refer to that as ADAS?
Yes, exactly. Right? Yeah. And you see, and what's interesting is like that kind of goes into like the Euro NCAP safety ratings. And so there are some cars like Dacias, for example, that score very low on those things. And it's not because they're like inherently unsafe, but it's because they don't have, I don't know, whatever it is, like automated collision warning systems and stuff like that, like all the automatic braking and all those kind of things, which again, I'm kind of like, I'm sure the statistics would say that those are a net benefit, but there is some part of me, a sort of grumpy middle-aged man, it's like, if you need your car to tell you when to brake, you should be paying more attention. Like you should not be faffing around with your phone while you're driving, frankly.
Yes. Yeah. That's probably good advice. I think I don't want people to get into car crashes, but we should be able to avoid car crashes reasonably well. And what I worry is if you start having devices built into the car to help you do that, then you're not going to develop the ability to do that yourself. And imagine you get into an older car and now you're reliant. I mean, this happened to me. I got used to a car with radar cruise control, and then I get in a car without cruise control or radar cruise control, and I'm like, oh, it's not braking for me. Oh crap. That's bad.
Yeah. I totally get it. And even like the little, in the wing mirrors where you get the little lights that come on, the blind spot monitors.
Yes.
It's like, yes, those are useful. And when you don't have them, then it forces you to, I don't know, actually move your head and like look in your blind spot rather than just trust that the car has figured it out for you, which it may or may not always have done.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I mean, I definitely, it's funny because again, the Fiat had none of that stuff. And, and I drove up and down to Heathrow a couple of times and I was like, well, but it's got quite big. I mean, even the same with the Range Rover, like had quite big wing mirrors, not much of a blind spot. And you're like, it's not actually an issue, right?
Yeah.
Like some of these things are a bit like the sort of solving, like the solution is quite complicated for quite a simple problem in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's maybe if people did mirror setup, for example, properly, instead of having them in like set so close to the car body, you're actually out a little bit. You could actually eliminate a blind spot in most cars, not all, but most.
Totally.
So that's so I guess you'll have to do some digging when you have time, find out what the world's going on with the Range Rover and what its status. I mean, for all you know, it might be sold by now, right?
Exactly. That was kind of my expectation at some point because they had said, "Oh, we'll chuck it in the like British car auctions." But then it was like Easter, and I think those car auctions only happen on a Friday, and so like Good Friday, I think knocked that out, and like, I don't know, like it's definitely on me because I think I've just been like I've been all over the place, like literally and spiritually, emotionally, recently, and so and I don't know, I feel a bit bad. Like I see L322s on the road, and I kind of have this set of mixed emotions that go quite quickly from like, oh, look at that nice L322 to like, oh, I wonder what it's costing to fill that with diesel at the moment to like, I wonder when that's going to break kind of thing.
You initially have some nostalgia and some whimsical thoughts that you're like, oh gosh, that experience must be horrible. Well,
but again, I think maybe on some level I made the mistake of dailying it. Like when I was driving it once a week and it was kind of almost just like my kind of fun Saturday car, then actually it was fine. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, no, now at some point I'm doing the school run in it and I'm going here, there and everywhere and doing the supermarket, and it's just getting used a lot more and stop and start and, not getting a good long run on the motorway and all that kind of stuff. And I think, again, that's the point about, excuse me. Oh,
bless you.
Edit that out. Like, this sort of the old car and the modern running gear, right? Like I'd love to have something that looked like an L322, but actually under the skin, it was brand new-ish. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'd have an EV one, right? Like, I think that would be cool. But yeah, I mean, doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, cars are, regardless of what propels it, they're incredibly complex, and there's things that wear out, and there really is no such thing like a new car unless you're willing to spend, in most cases, the value of the car itself again into the car.
Yeah,
you got bushings and all these things that wear out. So
yeah, and again, I think that was a real like kind of wake up moment in this Kia, is because it does have 130 miles on it, and you're just like, oh my god, like it rides really nicely, like it steers really, like everything works on it, like, and it's kind of just, I guess I realized like that Range Rover, like that Fiat I'd had, even like the Volvo that I had last year, I mean, that was like 5-6 years old with 80,000 miles on it. It's like stuff just, the more you use it, like it doesn't get better necessarily, right? It's kind of like trainers versus like, I don't know, like kind of brogues or work boots or whatever. It's, like your pair of trainers, they are the best on the day that you get them, and the more you use them, they just wear out. Versus like, I don't know, proper leather shoes or something, like, actually you need to break them in and they get better as they get older. And cars are just not really like that.
Yeah. And I think that's one of, going back to our Jaguar discussion, that's what's so challenging, is like, my desire, and I think a lot of people's, is I want those older cars, but when I think about the maintenance and the work, even if financially I might come out ahead, time-wise, I'm not going to.
Yeah. And also it's just like, it's a stressor, right? Like, and I think that's where I got to with the Range Rover as well. Is it's like, Felix has got all these important exams coming up, and it's really important that he's able to get to school and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, well, but what if I can't rely on it anymore?
Yeah.
And then, that just causes me a degree of worry that I just don't need incrementally in my life at this point.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we're going to wrap this one up. This is the end of episode 13. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, shoot us a note at info@npptg.com, and we'd love to hear from you and hear what you think. And we'll be back with episode 14 in the not too distant future.
At some point.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll have an update on what happened to the Range Rover at that point too.
Yes. This good accountability for me. In order to record the next podcast episode, I should have done something.
Yes. You must have either collected the vehicle or received your money from it being sold at the auction.
Yes. Either of those.
All right. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining us.
All right.